This is Don Laskin's Observations When the Rant is Due, brought to you by the Lone Rider Advertising Group, your U.S. outsource resource. Unbeatable prices, professionalism, and award-winning creativity for toughing out a tough economy. Now, Chased by the Devil. When Louis B. Mayer, one of the M's in MGM, made his famous malapropism, "An oral contract isn't worth the paper it's written on," he couldn't know that by 2008, a paper contract wouldn't be worth the paper it was written on. We just received notice that Chase, that stalwart cornerstone of American banking, and there don't seem to be a whole lot of those left, breached its contract with us by changing the terms of our credit cards. For years, my wife Marie has been using credit cards as a revolving line of credit for the Lone Rider, the same way Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler use commercial banks. In fact, she did such a great job that based on it, I started writing a how-to book for cash-strapped entrepreneurs called Taking Credit. Before you turn to burgers, flipping them, bankruptcy, or larceny, try Taking Credit. Like all my other books, I never got around to finishing it, which is just as well, because what happened to the big three automakers' line of credit is what's happening to ours, with some minor differences. Like I sold my private jet fleet years ago, and nobody's been talking about bailing me out, unless it's out of jail if I ever run into a senior Chase executive. Okay. Over the years, we signed up for credit cards from lots of banks. Bank One, First USA, First National, American Express, Discover, Union Plus, RBS, and transferred balances to whichever had the best rate. Marie finally ended up securing loans on credit cards with fixed 2.99 and 3.99 annual percentage rates for the life of the loans. With rates lower than prime, and in a business with more ups and downs than a bipolar bungee jumper, you'd have to be an idiot not to jump on these loans. Below prime rates, fixed APRs for the life of the loans. Not too shabby for a lady with a bachelor's in music from Juilliard and master's in music from Yale who thinks spreadsheets are stuff you put on a bed. Her music background may have come in handy with the credit card business's version of musical chairs, which had Bank One buying up First USA's credit card division, or First USA buying Bank One's, or... Anyway, it didn't seem to matter which bank owned our account. As long as we paid the monthly statement, our loans were fixed for life. Eventually, Chase, as the last bank standing, or is that sitting, won the game of musical chairs and owned our credit cards. And like all other banks that owned our cards, Chase was honoring its loan contract with us, for a time. Then suddenly, like a sucker punch in the solar plexus, Chase announced it was adding an account service charge or finance charge of $10 per month per cards. That's $120 a year for every card we had a loan out on, and 3 times the fees charged by cards that charged annual fees. Over the last quarter century, every time a credit card company changed the terms of a credit agreement, and Marie didn't agree to the new terms, all she had to do was close the account and pay off the card under the original agreed-to contract, and if she chose at the minimum payment rate that was in the original agreement. Chase had other ideas. It said if we didn't agree to the new terms, we could close our account within 30 days and pay the outstanding balance in full, or Chase would keep charging us $10 a month Buzz Lightyear. That is, $10 a month to infinity and beyond. Oh, and the minimum monthly payment was raised 150%. Cute, real cute. Chase knew damn well there was no way we could pay off our credit card loans in 30 days short of selling blood and liquidating every asset, including offspring, after taking out hefty life insurance policies on them. Cutting to the chase, what Chase did smells like the old bait and switch. Okay, there were some subtleties here and there, but it's fairly transparent. 1. Chase offers low interest rates to get cardholders to transfer balances from other cards. 2. Chase goes into its database, ferrets out cardholders with low interest rates, and adjusts terms upward. Or as they put it, quote, "The principal factors we considered in amending your account include the APRs and revolving balances on your account." Close quote. Translation: target accounts which have guaranteed low interest rates because, according to a Chase rep, Chase is not making enough money on these accounts. While speaking with that Chase rep, Marie voiced her strong disapproval. I never heard her so mad, not even at me. To be fair, the Chase representative made an offer. Chase would drop the $120 per card per year charge if we switched to a 7.99% interest rate, which was 4 to 5% higher than what was contractually agreed to. Of course, even that rate would only be good for 2 years. Then it would increase to 22.74% or more. Well, what about the original contracted rate that was supposed to last for as long as we had the loan? In a deliciously duplicitous, deceptive discourse, the Chase rep explained that Chase had not changed the terms of our low-interest loan. It merely changed the terms of our credit card agreement. Huh? Sick of speaking to reps and their supervisors whose answers sounded suspiciously like they were from the same prepared script, and who all claimed to have no authority to make changes, I asked, who can? One supervisor said the word came down from Jamie Dimon, or Demon, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of J.P. Morgan Chase, parent of Chase Bank USA. We'll have to let you know how we make out with Demon, who, according to a U.S. News article, contributed to both parties during the primaries and had been talked up as a possible Treasury Secretary. And according to Fortune magazine, made $41.2 million in 2006 and was one of the 25 highest paid people. Last year, he only made $28.9 million. Hey, it's a recession. Times are tough. Speaking of tough times, it's impossible not to draw parallels between the adjusting rate subprime mortgage balloon payments that triggered the recession and Chase's suddenly instituted fees and ballooning monthly payments. And to wonder what happens to people who can't come up with 3 times the monthly payment they thought their contract with Chase guaranteed. There is one distinction between Chase and unscrupulous subprime mortgage lenders and brokers, even if it were in teeny-weeny tiny print. Subprime mortgage lenders were upfront about the terms of their loans. Chase didn't just break its contract, it pushed it to the ground, kicked it, stomped it, and for good measure laughed. One of those evil villain landlords kicking the widow and orphans out in the snow laughs. Anybody know how to spell no good, slimy, two-faced, hypocritical, scum-sucking weasels? My apologies to weasels everywhere. My God, even lawyers don't sink this low. Since all this came about, I haven't been able to get a line of dialogue from Casablanca out of my head. A refugee seeking Rick's help to get to America explains what drove her and her husband to leave their native Bulgaria. The devil has the people by the throat. I know the feeling. We're being chased by the devil. To learn more about the Loan Writer's unbeatable prices, professionalism, and award-winning creativity for toughing out a tough economy, ours just got a bit tougher, call 408-406-3574 or email loanwriter@comcast.net. That's L-O-N-E writer@comcast.net. Till next time the rant is due, this is Don Laskin, and that was Observations.